Hey, McMaster community, Scott here from Mr. Mac. So something that's been really fun for us is being able to play with technology. It's kind of the secret reason that I'm in this business is kind of an excuse to see what new tips, tricks, features, and hardware is out there when it comes to Apple technology. And you may have seen our podcast and our YouTube series. If you've missed it so far, it's called Professor of Genius. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we're digging into and talking to some experts about what's going on with Apple Intelligence and why Apple seems to be a little bit behind on the AI race. And you may say, well, how behind are they really? Everyone that I know, no one is talking about anything more advanced than an Alexa or a Gemini or a Siri who's just a little bit smarter. And in some sense, that is true, at least for large language models and how we interact with them through text prompts and speaking naturally. But in this video, I'm going to show you some of the new developments in what is known to the community as artificial intelligence that is able to handle other mediums, often referred to as multimodal. And I've been excited about this because while I enjoy being on camera and interacting with you guys, I also have this other character. You might know him here. This is the renderings done by a very talented artist that we hired named Jeremy. He did great work. He's drawn us some designs. And the question I always get is, hey, you're Mr. Mac, right? Or I'll be introduced as Mr. Mac, which I appreciate to everyone who has. I'm not Mr. Mac. This is Mr. Mac. You know, I got a beard. This guy doesn't got a beard. So for the first time ever in a channel that is almost exclusively dedicated to only talking about Apple Intelligence or Apple technology features, I'm going to use no Apple technology to demonstrate exactly how far other companies have gone. So using only Jeremy's renderings, we're going to apply some of the more advanced multimodal artificial intelligence tools to try to bring Mr. Mac to life. What exactly will that look like? I don't know. Will he be as good at delivering tech classes as me? I kind of hope so. Will he fire me? I hope not, but we're going to find out right now. The first piece of software we're going to look at is called Kling or Kling AI. This is one of the 2 or 3 top standard models for video generation. You can see some of the examples here. Now, take these with a grain of salt. Although that whale in the desert looks amazing, this is kind of like best case scenarios. You know, this is their hero images. So let's see what it can actually do with some pre-provided content. Okay, so these are some of the tools that are available to us. You can see all these new innovations. You can either have a cat in space, a car made of yarn, or Mark Zuckerberg with, I don't know, looks like a more friendly Groot. But let's look over here to the left. And we're not going to do image, but rather video. And here we can do image to video. So we have all of our images. Let's go ahead and grab, how about this guy with the headset on? He's helping people with their Apple questions. And we're going to use some pretty non-Apple technology to really demonstrate just how far the technology has come. Let's see what this guy's got. Now, in order to actually get a script for this Mr. Mac to provide information, let's go ahead and switch over to ChatGPT. Now, there are some just called not ChatGPT, but GPTs, which individual users take and modify ChatGPT to put guardrails around it so that the information that you get is actually what you're looking for. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and type it out. We're going to say make a 2D cartoon about a Apple technical support agent who is delivering great customer service to customers over the phone. All right, now this is going to go ahead and generate a script, and it's going to have a couple of different scenes in it. Then we're going to use part of that script in order to generate a video based only upon this image. Okay, so you can see here, first of all, it's offering to make me a new character. I don't need a new character. We already have a Mr. Mac of our own, but I do want him to give advice about how to use the markup tool to mark up photos on iPhone. With this little prompt, we should receive another prompt. This is where it gets wild because we kind of piece together these workflows, and it's going to give me a image to video prompt where the support agent slightly tilts their head as they speak, the mouth moves naturally, their eyes shift briefly to the monitor as they gesture slightly with one hand, emphasizing key points. We're going to take this prompt, move it on over to Kling AI and generate this. I'm just going to get a 5 seconds of output, and that is one of the big limitations because it takes probably about 10 minutes here to get 5 seconds of video. Now, a lot of that is because we're queued. Oh, actually, we're not queued that far back, only 2 minutes. So that's pretty good. Let's see what kind of results we get. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. Let's see what we got. This is pretty much the same exact picture that we're starting with. I don't know if it's going to give me anything better than this. Ah, look at that. Look at that. See, it's taken that just one photo, little difficult on the hand right there, but giving me someone, and it's intuitively added this computer screen, which was attempted in our first image, but has no idea that those other images exist. And now we are one step closer to the real Mr. Mac. Okay, so that's pretty good, but does it really mean much if he's just kind of moving his mouth with some camera splits? We need Mr. Mac to actually be giving some excellent advice. So we got this lip sync tool. Let's go ahead and click it. And we got a couple different versions that we can use. These are preloaded. There's lots of different tools for speech generation. 11 Labs is probably the leader in the area. But let's
exploring the unknown and discovering
let's use the ones that are built in here. The reader.
new ideas through reading.
That's a little, I don't think that's a match.
Listen, I know things are tough right now, but I believe in you. You've got...
That's pretty good. The British accent sounds incredibly scholastic, and so we may go with that, even though I don't think it's quite an exact match. Let's see.
Hey there. Beautiful day, isn't it?
I think that's it.
Perfect for a hike or a picnic in the park.
Yeah, that you want that voice greeting you when you walk into the Genius Bar, right? So let's go ahead and write some text. Hey, you're doing a great job. And did you know that you can use Apple's markup tool to annotate, we'll say that photo, since we're looking at their screen potentially on the computer, before sending it to your friends. And we'll put a question mark on there so it gets that right. And let's go ahead and generate that speech and see if it doesn't match the mouth movement on Mr. Mac.
You can use Apple's markup tool to annotate that photo before sending it to your friends. You can use Apple's markup tool.
Okay, the cue here actually for lip syncing a little bit longer. We're at 6 minutes, just to give you guys an idea of what it takes to produce some of this content. The outputs are great. The wait time still, because of the processing power, does take a little bit. Okay, 6 minutes are up. Let's see it. Let's hear it.
You can use Apple's markup tool to annotate that photo before sending it to your friends. You can use Apple's markup tool to annotate that photo before sending it to your friends.
That's pretty good. I mean, the lips match, right? I don't know how we got like the best of both worlds. We got the British accent and Shine. Is it Shine? That's the voice, right? Yeah. All right. So good. So we could, I mean, would you guys watch this? That's a real question. If no one's going to watch it, we don't need to go through the time of developing the content.
To annotate that photo before sending it to your friends.
But, I mean, pretty good in terms of bringing this character to life. Now, I will say this. One of the reasons I don't think I'm out of a job just yet is because it is difficult for this software to actually produce things like iPhone mockups. Getting it to generate the actual results from a markup demo or have it go through things like the settings has been a real tough task for this software to produce. And I don't really understand why. If you can get these whales to jump into the desert sand and it look amazing, don't know why the iPhone seems to be something that is that far out of reach. But it does look like the technology is still limited in that way. Now, that said, I did one more test. I'm just going to show you guys the results because in addition to producing these regular 2D versions of our animated Mr. Mac, I had it generate some 3D versions of that same content. Meaning when this was the input, this was the output. And this is the video.
To show you how to use markup like a pro on your Apple device. This is an important tool.
I mean, the kind of the facial expression was weird at the end there, but I mean, so is my blown away expression. I mean, the amount of quality that is starting to come out of this with different looks from different characters. We might have a virtual Mr. Mac. Try to demonstrate what markup is here. It's not quite an exact fit, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, this is probably got to be the one that scares me the most. This 5-second clip, they're not quite doing markup or showing you how, but it's like, it's happening. He's just kind of waving his finger in the air and it's happening over there. But I'm a little worried about that. I mean, and let me give you one actual tip. Let me beat the machine here. So if you want to actually mark it up, you drag your finger, okay? And then the one thing I want to show you is you actually wait here at the end, and then it'll turn it into a real square. Pretty cool, right? You might even do a circle. This isn't where I live. This is just a random address. You know, you can do a circle, hold it, and then get it nice. You can do that with any kind of shape. You can do a triangle, you can do a square, you can do a circle, you can do a stars. So hold your finger there before you pick it up, and your friends and family will be impressed at how good it looks when you annotate exactly where you want them to find that hidden key you took a picture of outside your door, which fake turtle your key is hiding in. Okay. I don't know how much longer I got, but let me know in the comments. Are we ready for this? Would you guys enjoy this? Tell me if this is actually something that we should be looking into to develop as a company. So if it's going to happen to me, at least we're a little bit in control of it. Or if you say, Scott, just get Mr. Mac alive. Let's make this thing real. All right. See y'all in the next one. I gotta say, I'm not in trouble today, but it might be coming pretty soon.